Hi, and thanks for taking the time to join me today. And thanks is where I want to start. I'm taking last things first. I want to thank all of you for a wonderful year at DCS Montessori. Another great year of providing a Montessori educational experience to your child or to your children. And of course, we couldn't do it without you. We've had lots of parent support and, of course, a great year of hard work by our staff. Really a wonderful experience for all of us. Thanks as well to the MEF, the Montessori Educational Foundation, and their spring event, and thanks to all the parents who came up and did such a wonderful job of supporting our school. Those fiscal efforts are a big part of the reason we're having this conversation today. Talk about how that's helping to support the middle school. And of course then thanks also to all of those people who participated in the groundbreaking ceremony that we had for our middle school on May 7th of 2013 this year. Had a wonderful celebration. The entire event, as Montessori would have had it, was organized, planned, prepared, and really executed by our middle school students, our pioneer 7th grade students. Randy Nicholas, the original project manager for the charter of DCS Montessori, was in attendance, and it was a real fruition of his original mission and efforts that had him there today. The middle school portion of our school was part of the original charter, and all that more that is so important that we're completing that task now. So with the fiscal efforts of the Montessori Educational Foundation combined with our Montessori Board of Directors, we were able to refinance the bonds last summer and provide about $1 million worth of funding. Additional to that, the Montessori Educational Foundation has committed $200,000 to the project. Additionally, and there's about $750,000 additionally that the Board of Directors has been able to allocate from the general fund. So with all of those funding sources, we are ready to fund the middle school. And the groundbreaking ceremony was the beginning of that. Now we should have trucks in the ground in basically the next week or so as we wrap up the school year. It's going to be very exciting, really, to take us from an artist's rendition of basically a year and a half ago and take us to a modern middle school facility, 8,000 roughly square feet, constructed on our property, and with a new parking area off of Max Drive, and just a great opportunity for Douglas County residents to participate in a Montessori-based middle school experience. It will look pretty much like this. Exciting. Over 3 years of time and effort by DLH Architecture, Connor Bancroft at Wimber, the city of Castle Pines, especially Mr. Mike Catalano, our middle school coordinator. Board directors have been an extremely important part of that, Jelena Walkendorf, and of course Lana Van Agren, our current president. So many people to say thank you to about getting to this point in the process. However, it is important that our entire community understands that there is still much work to be done in terms of needed support to do the full build-out of what is considered to be the middle school program facilities. And I use facilities because the main facility we are building will be in it next year. Very excited about it, and the funding I described previously will support us getting to that point. However, there's a tech lab, which is envisioned as part of it for special projects, and of course the building of a greenhouse, where the students would be able to get really into the agrarian part of the curriculum that would need to be built. And the funds for those are not yet available, so continued support through the MEF, whether it be Coming Capital campaign in the summertime or the fun run to come this fall, one of our favorite annual events here in the Fall Festival. Remember that your support is very much needed. While all that's very exciting about the middle school, some of our community might be saying, well, what about our primary? What about our lower elementary students? What about our upper elementary students? And again, I would bring the conversation of support back to the idea of facilities. The facility here was built in 1998 and opened in 2000. We added on to it in 2002. And so it's now roughly 12 years in its current state, undergoing the usage by students and parents and staff on a daily basis throughout the school year. And certainly that's had its wear and tear. We started by revamping some of the lobby area in the last couple of years, but we really need to get into those pods and classrooms and add some updated colors and fixtures and countertops and flooring. There's so much that can be improved, and we need to start working on that plan soon. Again, those are capital improvements, and oftentimes those improvements would be supported by the Montessori Educational Foundation of the school. So late November of this past year and early December saw the annual meetings of the Building and Grounds Committee, made up of Montessori Educational Foundation members, parent volunteers, and staff members, decide to move forward on a collaborative redesigning of the interior of our pods and classrooms in terms of new colors, new laminate, new countertops, that type of thing. And really want to make sure that two people are noted in that process that were so important, did so much of the work. First, Ms. Claudine Ostrom, who's been a longtime member of our Building and Grounds Committee, a former facilities manager, a dedicated parent here, did a lot of the legwork to accomplish the redesign. And secondly, along with her help, was Denise Lacina, who did an amazing amount of work and actually does staging and designing, but donated this time to our efforts. So let's take a look then at what they collaboratively came up with and what our staff has really supported, and what the MEF, the Montessori Educational Foundation, also supports, and all the members of the Building and Grounds Committee agree is a great redesign element. First, we have a quick look at the entire design board. Very nice. And then let's take a look at our primary design board. Then our lower elementary design board. Our upper elementary design board. And lastly, our library and lunch design boards. So now that you've had a chance to look at that, do consider the fact that in the Montessori educational philosophy that it is very important that the environments are warm, inviting, and are pristine such that the student is engaged to learn with the materials. And obviously that starts with the beautiful materials we have in our classrooms. But certainly it is also enhanced by the idea that the facility is also beautiful, engaging, and inviting for our children. But we simply can't make do the overhaul of all of these facilities and construct a brand new middle school without your support. In a charter school, the capital support of parents is extremely important to us, and we value so much all of the contributions and support that you have given the MEF this year and to this point that has helped us reach this point. But there certainly is more that we will need. So please consider doing what you can to support us in the months ahead, where we look for a board-driven capital campaign, and of course the annual MEF fundraisers in the fall, the fun run, and the fall festival. And of course, have a great summer, and thanks for a wonderful year. Bye now.